It's a new year and a new chance for you to make a fresh start with your compliance. For the next 31 days on the FCPA Compliance Report, we're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
This month's sponsor of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program is Affiliated Monitors. Founded in 2004, Affiliated Monitors provides professional, independent, integrity monitoring and ethics and compliance assessments nationally and internationally and across almost all industries. With its knowledge of effective ethics and compliance programs and cultures, Affiliated Monitors is respected for its work as the corporate monitor on matters ranging from multinational corporations to small and mid-sized companies and even individuals. Having served in over 750 monitorships, no one has more experience as an independent monitor than the team at Affiliated Monitors. For more information on how an independent monitor can help improve your company's ethics and compliance program, visit this month's sponsor, Affiliated Monitors, at www.affiliatedmonitors.com. Innovation strategy for your compliance program. Over the next month, we will consider innovation and compliance from a variety of angles, including artificial intelligence, computer technology, or ComTech, structural innovations, tools and tactics, and innovation in leadership. This will provide you with a number of solid leads you can use to move your compliance program forward. Begin by considering as the starting point an innovation strategy. In the most recent DPAs and NPAs issued by the Department of Justice, they all include an element along the line of the following strictures. The company will conduct periodic reviews and testing of its anti-corruption compliance code, policies, and procedures designed to evaluate and improve their effectiveness in preventing and detecting violations of anti-corruption law, and the company's anti-corruption code, policies, and procedures taking into account relevant developments in the field and evolving international and industry standards. This means the Department of Justice expects innovation in your compliance program to keep up with evolving international and industry standards. This requires you to implement an innovation strategy in compliance. How should you do so? Well, one way was suggested by Gary Paisano in an article entitled, "You Need an Innovation Strategy." He discussed the problem that many companies face, which is innovation remains a frustrating pursuit. The key to success is something that every CCO and compliance practitioner should take to heart. You must be able to lay out an innovation strategy for compliance that details the efforts that will support your company's overall business strategy. This means creating an innovative strategy for compliance that will create value for customers of compliance, i.e. your employees, third parties, your end-using customers, and show how the company will capture the compliance value going forward. And finally, which types of compliance innovation to pursue. First, some basic definitions useful for the compliance practitioner to think through innovation in the compliance function. Paisano defines it as a strategy is nothing more than a commitment to a set of coherent, mutually enforcing policies or behaviors aimed at achieving a specific competitive goal. If you have a good strategy, it can promote alignment among diverse groups in a company and help to clarify objectives and priorities and guide your focus on those objectives. It can be modified as necessary with sufficient feedback. There are several questions you need to consider in connecting innovation to strategy. Initially, how will innovation create value for customers of compliance, i.e. your employees and relevant third parties? Will innovation make your compliance program faster, easier, quicker, nimbler, and more agile? Focus on the creation of value going forward. How will the company capture a share of the value its innovations generate? How can you keep your position in the compliance ecosystem strong through innovation? What types of innovation will allow your company to create and capture value? And what resources should each type receive, such as a change in technology or a change in the business process? Both are equally valid. Obviously, senior management has a key role around innovation and compliance, as innovation can be driven downward or backward if there's not sufficient management support. This means there must be not only sufficient resources allocated, but management must also incentivize the business units to proceed with the implementation of the innovations. Another area where senior management is critical is making trade-offs. A supply push approach comes when your innovation is focused on something that does not yet exist. For example, if you are initially implementing an FCPA compliance regime, a demand pull approach works more closely with your existing customer base, once again your employees, to determine what they might need and work to implement innovation around those needs. There are 4 essential tasks in creating and implementing an innovation strategy. Number 1, answer the following question. How are we expecting innovation to create value for our customers and our company? Then explain that to your organization. Number 2, create a high-level plan for allocating resources to different kinds of innovation. Number 3, manage trade-offs, because every function will naturally want to serve its own interests, and only senior leaders can make the choices that are best for the entire organization. And 4, it dovetails with what almost every DOJ or speaker from the SEC I have ever heard say when it comes to the basics of a best practices compliance program. It is that both compliance and innovation strategies must evolve. For every innovation strategy represents a hypothesis that is tested against the unfolding of realities in the marketplace, technology, regulations, and competitors. Just as product designs must evolve to stay competitive, so too must innovation strategies. Like the process of innovation itself, an innovation strategy involves continual experimentation, learning, and adaptation. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Well, number 1, both the Department of Justice and Securities and Exchange Commission expect innovation in your compliance program. Number 2, innovation and compliance should have an innovation strategy going forward. And number 3, the key is to demonstrate how the compliance innovation will benefit the business going forward. I hope you will enjoy the entire month on innovation and compliance in this month's offering of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. If I could ask you to do so, would you pass on to at least one person this podcast series on the nuts and bolts of compliance, as I'm trying to expand my audience base for 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, where I take up another topic in innovation and compliance. Thanks again for listening. 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.